Hi, everybody. We are live Sunday night. Welcome to my channel. I have the fabulous Jenny Mitich in the studio with me today. We're going to be bringing her on in just a moment. I just want to do a couple of real quick housekeeping type announcements. So, as you know, it's February 1st today, brand new month, and it's our friend Danny's birthday as well. And I hope she doesn't mind if I say big 6-0. We're all celebrating. Happy birthday, Danny, if you're there. I just saw her name pop up, so she is here to hear that. And the other thing is, if you're brand new here, my name is Anita, and I've been doing this lifestyle for well over 10 years, lost almost 150 pounds, trying to keep going, trying to just, teach people what a proper human diet is, what carnivore is, lion diet, keto, whatever. And Jenny does the same thing, and she's here. I say let's bring her on so we can talk about our month that has happened. There she is. Hey,
Hello.
Jenny.
How are you? Oh, good. How are you?
Good. I'm so happy that you're here. And so you and I both kind of did lion this month, different, kind of different schedule. You had a different starting date, and as did I. And just for the people who don't know what lion is, I'm just going to quickly recap. It is ruminant meat only. So mostly that, for most of you, that would be beef and lamb, depending on what's available in your area. Water, salt. That is, the strictest form of lion diet. So Jenny and I did that this month, and we're going to talk about how that was, what happened, if anything, and things happened for me, and I know things happened for you too, and where we're going to go from here. Yeah. So, and also we're going to answer any questions that you guys have, whether it's lion or just carnivore or just general questions. We're here to talk to you guys. So, do you want to let me know how? Let's just talk about your month. How was your month?
Let's talk about it. It was a doozy, Anita. Okay, so I was lion for probably about a third of the month. I started on January 8th because with Serbian Orthodox, they celebrate Christmas Eve on January 6th and then Christmas Day on January 7th. So I started on January 8th, went really good. I was doing beef. I was doing like a sea lion. So I was doing beef and sardines. And it went great until I got really sick. The whole family did. Goran got it first, and then the boys and myself. And me and the boys were sick we still have a little bit of a cough. I lost my voice. It was bad. But so for the beginning of that, I still did sea lion. I wasn't very hungry. I lost like 5 pounds. It was great, but I was really sick. So I had sardines, I had like ground beef bowls and things like that. But then towards the end, I was trying to keep it to like sugar-free cough drops, sugar-free cough medicine, but sometimes a non-sugar-free got in there and I was like, spiked my blood sugar, wasn't great. Went back to normal carnivore just because it was just too much. I wasn't getting any sleep because the boys were up every hour. Whatever, is what it is. Excuses. So then I got back to it probably about 5 days ago. Actually tomorrow, my husband and I are starting a 3-day sardine fast. So we're going to do that and then just go back to when I do ruminant meat. I pretty much just eat beef. I'm not a big lamb fan, and I don't really have access to like other ruminants. So it's pretty much just beef for me. But the days I was able to do it, it went great. I felt good. I always feel really kind of clear. My ketones were starting to get up into the 1.0 to 1.5 range. Glucose really normalized. I mean, it's pretty low anyways, just on normal carnivore, but it was good. So plan for me is going to do that 3-day sardine fast. And then in February, since I wasn't really able to do it very much, I'm going to just continue through February. I think I'm planning on doing a really, really, really long sardine fast for an experiment. So it'll probably be a mix of sea lion, but that's the plan for me. How'd it go for you?
Well, it went well for a while. So I started before January 1st because I was just tired of the dairy and the pork and all that stuff from working on my cookbook.
Right.
And so I started it, I think it was the 27th. I did take New Year's Eve off, not off from carnivore, but just off from lion, had a few charcuterie things.
Nice.
And then I was perfect for 3 whole weeks. And what was really amazing is that my morning ketones, I was waking up with ketones between 1.5 and 1.9, where on normal carnivore, for me, it's 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. So I was just really excited about that. But then all of a sudden I started getting emails from the book publisher, like edits and things like that. And I started freaking out because time is running out. And I thought I did all the beef and lamb recipes in that 3-week period. Okay. So that kind of helped me. But then I had nothing but the other recipes left. And so I started on them, and then, I started to eat some of those foods, and I could immediately, my ketones disappeared off the face of the earth. And I feel okay. I mean, I've stayed carnivore.
Right.
But, okay, so this is a big announcement. I have only 5 recipes left to cook. And then I'm going to go back to lion diet because I'll be able to clear my fridge, get those are off my plate, literally. And so in about a week, I will be able to start back. I really like how I felt on lion. My knee felt better, all my joints. I had those ketones. So yeah, I want to go back to that. I feel like I didn't give it as long as I wanted to give it.
Right.
So, but I have a testimonial that I want to read to you, Jenny, because your name is mentioned in it.
Oh, nay, that's nice.
Yes.
Cool.
So this was in a private Facebook group. So I'm not going to say her name because I haven't had a chance to talk to her to ask her if it's okay if I share this. But she commented today, "I'm so grateful to you and Jenny for doing the Lion Diet Challenge. I made it through the whole month and did blood work, and my total cholesterol dropped 100 points. Wow. And I'm down 11.7 pounds.
Wow.
That is amazing. I mean, if you're here, congratulations. You'll recognize this as your comment. You'll know who you are. I just couldn't be happier for you because that is excellent. She's going to do in February. She said she's going to do beef, bacon, butter, and eggs.
Love it.
So yeah,
I could do BBB&E all day long, honestly, because that's pretty much all I eat, plus like chicken wings and some pork. Sometimes you just say pork instead of the bacon part, but that's awesome. Yeah. Great work.
That's so cool. I that just made my day when I saw that, and I just thought I want to share that with you because you and I sort of kicked this thing off at the beginning of the month, and other people have followed along, and sometimes it's people we don't even know about. So that's pretty cool.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
I wish I would have been as successful as that person.
Me too. Me too.
Whatever. And you know, good. I mean, 3 weeks straight, you're working on your cookbook. You got to give yourself some grace.
I know. Yeah. So I want to ask you, like, once I submit all those recipes, is it going to get easier, or am I going to be bombarded with other things?
Okay. So here's the question I ask you. Have you been editing it along the way, or are you waiting until everything's in?
I've only done some edits on the way. I have a lot that are sitting there.
Okay, great. So honestly, I think the cooking and the photos are the hardest part.
Yeah.
Once you have everything submitted and you start working with your editor, because Anita and I have the same publisher, so it's a similar process. Honestly, it's just as fast as you want to work on the edits. I dragged my feet because I had so much other stuff going on in my family and just work and stuff. But now that I've done it once, like if I was to write another book, I would bang those edits out probably in a month.
Yeah.
Because they'll go as fast as you want to go. And, if you have stuff going on, don't freak out. They're totally cool. They'll adjust time frames for you. It's really just like, when do you want to release?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it takes, about like a month or two, if you do that, to do edits. And then, you have to do all the final. It takes a month to print. So once you go through everything with a fine tooth comb, a month to print. And then about they say a month for distribution, but I got my copy within like 2 weeks of them sending it to the printer. They always send,
Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
So it'll
All
be
right.
cool. Yeah.
Well, I anticipate in about a week I'm going to start on the first batch of edits that they have
Nice.
sent me, and yeah, so but it's
It's
going
going
to
to be
be
good.
nice.
You're almost done. You're almost done.
Yes, I agree with you. Like I feel like the cooking and the photographing, and it's not just the cooking, it's the shopping and the dishes and the
Yeah.
like it is huge. I did 5 recipes yesterday in one day, and
Wow.
I was exhausted last night. I was just
That's a
exhausted.
lot. That's a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, for me, I have one north facing window. So I could only do my photos from like 9 a.m. to noon, or if it was a
Okay.
really sunny day, because it was wintertime when I was taking mine. So that was a lot. But now, if I was to sit down and do a food photo, I can just bang it out really quick. But in the beginning, I had no idea what I was doing. So that was like the hardest part. But
Yeah.
you're almost through it, girl. You've got
Yep.
this. It's going to be such a good cookbook too. I'm so excited.
I'm really getting excited now. So okay. I'm going to bring us over to some questions because I see
Yeah.
they're already starting to pile
Let's do
up
it.
here.
I love questions.
So let's go. First, I need to welcome Billy Aspen 7740. Thank you for becoming a member. And Opal Glow 50 says, "Thank you, Anita and Jenny, for all that you do and for being such great supports in this way of life." Well, thank you so much for being here. I mean,
Thanks for watching.
yeah,
Without you, we wouldn't be
e-
here.
exactly. We need you. Okay, here's one, Jenny, that I'm going to give to you.
Sure.
What makes ruminant meat so special? I sell Wisconsin homes.
Nice. So the thing with ruminant meat is all of these ruminant animals have 4-chambered stomachs, which basically just means that whatever they eat gets filtered through a lot more of this fermentation process than like a single chamber stomach, like a pig or a chicken, any kind of poultry, things like that. Basically, it just means the meat is super clean. Even if you're eating like conventional beef that was finished on grains with like pesticides and GMO and all that kind of stuff, the 4-chambered ruminant stomach clears all of that stuff out.
Yeah.
So even the cheapest cut of a ruminant animal that you could get at the store is still going to be like night and day better than the same cheap cut of meat in a single chambered stomach animal.
Yeah, I 100% agree because they're filtering so much out, and this is why a lot of the doctors will say if you are going to eat chicken or pork, see if you can get the pasture raised or the better, the organic, the better quality ones.
Yeah.
Whereas with beef, you've got that 4 filtration system going. So that is really what's special. So just to recap, the ruminant meats are things like beef, lamb, goat, bison, elk, venison, all those types of animals, those grazing animals, ones that have antlers and eat grass. And so we don't have to.
Yes.
Thanks for that question. This one is going to be for you, Jenny, because I don't really know a lot about this. Tips from Sarah, tips for starting daily NAC and iodine.
Okay, so these are kind of like Hashimoto's thyroid related supplements. I always say with both, make sure you're getting a really clean, reputable source, especially with the iodine. You want to make sure it doesn't have a bunch of heavy metals or anything in it, because then that just negates everything you're trying to do. And then for the iodine, I start really slow. Like 1 drop 3 times a day. I know I had my supplement iodine supplier is Accelerated Health Products. And I've had the owner of that on my podcast recently. And she talked about when you're taking iodine, you need to put it in its own glass of water on its own, nothing else, and drink it and then give it 12 minutes. That's all it needs for those iodine molecules to get to your receptors and you're good to go. But don't mix it with anything else. And then right after you do that, make sure you're taking some kind of unrefined salt, because when you take iodine, you're going to start to kick out any kind of toxic halides from those receptors like bromide, chloride, fluoride. And that can, you need the salt in order to help clear all that kind of stuff out. But take it slow. Make sure you're having a quality source. As far as the NAC, if you're doing it for like Hashimoto's or hypothyroid or something, I take like 1,800 milligrams daily. So I would probably start lower than that and then work your way up. That's all of my tips.
All right, thank you. Well,
Mhm.
you're here in the right place because I would not have been able to answer that question. Brian, thank you so much for giving away a membership. That is very generous of you.
Very generous.
And Jazzy Jude. Okay, well, we can both answer this one.
Yes.
Would like to know if we would do it again. I'm doing it again. I'm doing it again after next week. I'm
Yeah.
doing it again. What about
Well,
you, Jenny?
I feel like I wasn't able to give it a fair shot. This
Mhm.
month was a bit crazy. So yeah, I'm doing it again in February because I really want to give it. I want to see what happens. I just
Yeah.
don't feel like I had enough time on it.
Yeah. And also I did it for 60 days straight last year, like a whole year ago. And it's what got me off coffee. And I just felt really, really good. I mean, it's hard to stay on Lion indefinitely. There's things out there like butter and eggs and pork belly
Honestly,
bites. And
yeah, the butter is the hardest part.
yeah. But for me, I kind of see it as a reset that I would do every now and then, as well as if I feel like, am I sensitive to something that I have forgotten about or, need to revisit, then it makes sense to do it. To me, it's a really good elimination diet.
Yeah.
If you're trying to figure out what is going on, because sometimes we can develop sensitivities down the road, something we weren't sensitive to. So, okay. Let's see who we got here. Carnivore Granny. Hello, everyone. I did Lion for January and lost 8 pounds. Congratulations. I'm going to continue it through February to try and put my autoimmune in remission. And that is the perfect reason for doing Lion diet. So congratulations, Carnivore Granny. Yvonne, I did about 26 days of Lion, and it took almost 3 weeks to get my ketones up and blood glucose down. As soon as I added other foods again, the ketones went down and I'm eating more again. Yeah, it's kind of my experience too. So it is such a good reset, and maybe 26 days wasn't long enough. I know for me, my 3 weeks wasn't long enough. I'm looking forward to going a bit longer with that.
I would wonder when were you eating your last meal? Because if you can eat earlier in the day and have that be your last meal, that could also influence the glucose and the ketones.
Yeah.
Regardless of Lion or regular.
Yes, definitely. I mean, Dr. Boz talks a lot about that. She talked a lot about that in the 3-week course.
Yep.
Okay, Missy May finished Lion yesterday, felt great, but was so happy to dig into some chicken wings and ribs today. So good. I think I will do Lion probably 3 days a week, though, and see if the benefits continue.
Nice.
So
that'll be a good experiment.
Yeah, what do you think about doing that intermittently? I mean, that to me, that's just like carnivore, but you're getting a good amount of ruminant meats on a regular basis. So to me, that seems like it's got to be a good thing to do that.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's some days where like I'll have like a ground beef bowl and then just a ribeye for dinner, and that's it. So I mean, if you're feeling good, do it.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, we have a question from Pearl. My question is about salt consumption. Is there a minimum that I have to be sure to take for health purpose on carnivore? Is it okay if I take this measurement in my water?
Salt intake is so unique for each person. There's some people that do 0 salt. There's like people no salt on carnivore.
There is,
none. Amber O'Hearn and a few others. And like old school carnivore. Then there's others that take a ton, 5 to 7 grams per day, which is like 5,000 to 7,000 milligrams. And then there's a lot of people that fall in the middle. I think you just need to kind of test that out and see how you feel. And then, if you want to do your daily salt intake, in water, that's totally fine. But also just, salting your food can be there sometimes, but very individualized.
I think from, I hear that like the rule of thumb generally is if you're just beginning or you're in that first 60, 90, 100 days, like salt liberally
Yeah.
and see how you feel. And because you can always pull back or add more. But it is something that a lot of people have to kind of tweak and play with.
Sure.
There's not really a set formula that applies to everybody,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah. Like everything in life, it's not black and white, but also it depends on like activity levels, if it's
Yeah.
summertime or winter, there's so many
Yeah.
things that play into it. So I would just, yeah, play around with it. And if you're feeling keto flu symptoms, if you just started
Mm.
carnivore, definitely
Mhm.
increase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jason. Hey, Jason, thank you so much. Another generous person. And that person that got the invitation was Carnivore Granny. There you go.
Yay.
Look forward to meeting you, Carnivore Granny. Okay, we have a question from John. I am on carnivore, and Monday to Friday I have beef and beef fat. Is that a good plan? I would say so.
Yeah. I mean, as long as on the weekends you're not like
Yeah, tell
going
us
to the
about the
bar and
weekends.
having like wings and beer. Yeah. If you're doing normal carnivore on the weekends, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, what's your goal? How do you feel? Is it
Mhm.
working for you? Is it something you
Yeah.
can be consistent with? And if so, then awesome.
Yep, I agree with that. I mean, beef and beef fat trimmings are an amazing thing.
Yeah.
Tammy, got a question. Whenever I eat beef fat trimmings, I am not hungry for the rest of the day, just totally satisfied. So I always make sure there's a second meal to get my protein. Is that normal? They're pretty filling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you do beef fat trimmings? Have you had those, Jenny?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have them often. I pretty much just like I'll eat a ribeye and I just eat all the fat.
Yeah.
But like as its own thing, not as often as some people. But yeah, I mean, if it's satisfying, great. You
Yeah.
know.
And it is if you look at the amount of fat on the beef fat trimmings, that kind of explains why you're not hungry later.
Yeah.
So you can just go with it. If you don't force yourself to eat later if you're not hungry. It's not gonna. It actually, a lot of people are worried about not getting enough protein. As long as you're not making that a daily thing,
Right.
once in a while, because people do water fast.
Yeah.
And if you're water fasting or you are eating fat trimmings, you're probably making ketones, and that is going to protect your muscle. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about a day of, not enough protein.
Yeah.
You just don't want
I
to do
agree.
that chronically,
Yeah.
day after day after day of not enough protein, but a
Sure.
day here and there.
You could
Yeah.
also think of like, our hunter-gatherer ancestors in the wintertime, and perhaps all they had to subsist on was animal
Hmm.
fat for days,
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think we're adapted to do that. But yeah, I wouldn't want to do that for a super extended period of time.
No, no. Jason, my favorite place to be on Sunday nights. That is so nice. Thank you. And you just reminded me, I have an announcement about next Sunday. I have to remember to give it later.
Yeah.
Yeah. CJ
Carla!
Tacky. Carla, okay. You know Carla.
I
So
love Carla. She's awesome. She's one of
it
my
was
favorite
her,
people.
it was her comment that I shared at the beginning. Carla, thank you so
Yay.
much for
That's
that,
awesome.
leaving that comment today. It really made my day. And I wanted to include Jenny in it because you left it in the private group. So I wanted to make sure that Jenny
Carla's
knew about
amazing.
that.
I love her. I just saw her at Hack Your Health. But that's awesome because she has had a really, really hard time for the last couple of years. And that's amazing that you finally saw some weight loss. So
Yeah, wonderful. We're
that's
we're
awesome.
both so proud of you.
Yay!
So that is wonderful. Okay. Christina, such amazing women. Love all your info.
Aw,
Well,
thank
thank
you.
you so much. Rick Rogers. Oh, I have the same question. Jenny, if you know the answer to this question, it affects me too. Why was I so thirsty on Lion Diet? Needed electrolytes for sure or water. I was like up peeing all night like a racing horse some nights because I just
Huh.
drank so much more water than
That's
normal.
really interesting. I don't know the answer to that. I've had that
Okay.
question too, and I'm curious. I'm wondering if maybe it's just because you're kind of stripping down to just the basics, and maybe it's
Yeah.
clearing out some different toxins or something. I would say just make sure you're really increasing the electrolyte
Yeah.
intake.
Okay, yeah. When I did Lion last year, that's when I first noticed it. I was constantly drinking. And I thought it was because I had given up coffee. I thought I
Mm,
must just have more room for drinking because before I was drinking too much coffee, maybe. And so I sort of put it off to that. But this time I didn't have the coffee to give up. I mean, I gave up tea. So maybe there's still some of that, but I just seem to drink more on Lion. So
yeah.
okay, well maybe an answer will come about at some point. Double D 56. What would be the minimum amount of time on Lion to be helpful?
I mean, I don't know. I think at least a month.
Yeah, I mean, I think you should try anything for a month to
Yeah.
get, to really gauge the results. But that said, here and there, having, lion days, you're eating ruminant animals, so you're getting the most nutrient dense food. So that is a help. If you're just doing like regular keto or carnivore and you have some Lion days, I think that's helpful. But if you really want to test the power of Lion to cure some, or put, help, I don't want to say cure,
Right.
help something like an autoimmune or some kind of health issue, I think 30 to 60 days seems like a fair trial,
Yeah.
just to kind of test that out, see how you feel. So. Okay. Carrie, any advice to lower my triglycerides? Had my first labs drawn since carnivore 7 months ago. Cholesterol came back at 800 plus, but triglycerides are 250
Wow. Okay.
plus. Repeated them and even higher, glucose high. Okay, those are high numbers.
Yes. Okay. So in that, I would say those numbers they're higher than what my husband's were, but lipotoxicity. I would say go over to my channel, search
Mhm.
lipotoxicity, and watch all of my videos on it. I would say it'd probably be a mix of slightly lower fat carnivore if you're doing carnivore, just slightly lower fat, not crazy, but like 60% fat to 40% protein for a time, along with fasting and zone two cardio and strength training. But I have a ton of information about that because that same thing was happening to my husband. We were so confused. Like, why are his triglycerides 200? He doesn't eat carbs. What the heck is going on? It was
Yeah.
crazy. And there's a whole, it's Dr. Nadir Ali's theory. It's not mine. I have him on the channel. I had Craig Emmerich on the channel talking about it. And then I've got all of Gordon's data in a video. And I've got a lipotoxicity 101 that's like 20 minutes long that'll break it all down for you, show you
Hmm.
exactly what you need to measure, exactly what you need to do, and you can start today. It's a quick fix, but it can be scary. It can be scary.
Yeah, so do that. I did listen to all of those because I thought, oh, I haven't lost weight in so long. Maybe it's me. But I went through Jenny's checklist and I don't have
Right.
lipotoxicity. My reasons are elsewhere.
Yeah.
But with those kinds of numbers,
Yeah.
I would tend to want to do more research into
Yeah.
that.
For
And
sure.
Jenny's channel's got those videos on it, and
Yeah.
they were all really good. So yeah, check that out, and I
For
wish you
sure.
well, and hope you find what you're looking for there. Thanks for answering that, Jenny.
Yeah.
Estella Kate, I'm day 11 of Lion. I'm doing it for my terrible reflux, and so far it's working really well. Excellent. Almost no reflux. I've been dreaming of boiled eggs, but staying
Staying
strong.
strong. Well,
Yeah.
that's great. That's great that it's
Yeah.
working.
Yeah. I mean,
Hopefully give it more time, but hopefully when you start to reintroduce some boiled eggs or something like that, your body will have done enough healing to have the reflux not come back.
yeah, yeah. I have battled reflux for many years. I was on a prescription medication for over 15 years. It was really hard to get off of that. And I've been off it now for, I think, 3 to 4 years. And it is so much better. And I mean, there's still a few things that come up now and then, but I just feel for some people it's a slow heal.
Yeah.
And I feel really good when I'm strict Lion as well in that regard. So I hear you. Okay, here's another question. The soulful question. Hello, ladies. I'm on day 19 carnivore with some dairy. One elbow and both knees, arthritis, are cursing me out with pain in the last few days. My knees are swollen as well. Any thoughts?
Yep.
Maybe.
I have some thoughts.
Yeah.
Cut the dairy. You got to cut the
Yeah.
dairy.
Yeah.
100%. So I have Hashimoto's, and when I have conventional dairy, I get joint pain in my hands. It's very light, but it's there. I start to get some pain in my knees as well.
Yeah.
Dairy is just conventional dairy is a common inflammatory thing. So I would say cut that and just see how you feel.
Yeah, definitely cut it for a while. And then maybe like Jenny, you can introduce some raw dairy at some
Yeah.
point if you're able to get it, because you've been successful with
Yes.
that. Here where I live, we cannot get raw dairy. And when dairy does come back, and when I do have it, I feel it. I feel it in
Yeah.
my joints. So it is a thing. And yeah, wish you well with that. Okay, Missy May, have either of you used exogenous ketones? I've been curious to try Ketone IQ and see if there is a boost in weight loss.
Okay, so yes, I used to use Ketone IQ. I no longer use Ketone IQ because it is not the greatest form of exogenous ketones. If I'm using exogenous ketones, I'm using BHB. It's kind of
Mhm.
like a ketone salts.
Yeah,
So there's a great brand called Audacious Ketones. That's D'Agostino's ketone brand. Excellent, clean BHB packets. And then Dr. Boz has a really good one too that you can get
yeah,
on Amazon. But yeah, I used to use them, and they're fine for short term, but you don't want to use Ketone IQ long term because it's kind of like alcohol, basically. You can start to do damage to your liver if you do it for a long period of time.
yeah. And I don't think people want to be, using ketones for an extended period of time, because really the idea is to train your body to make its own ketones.
Right.
And the way Dr. Boz explains it is that she does them depending on the person's situation. She has people do ketones for a certain number of days and then stop, so that they kind of give you a little kickstart, but
Right.
then you should be doing the other things that will keep your body in ketosis.
Right.
And so it's one of those things where it is not going to guarantee you weight loss, in my opinion.
True.
Because being in ketosis and losing weight they don't necessarily go together.
Correct. And if you're taking exogenous ketones, your body has to burn those first, so it's not going to be tapping into your dietary fat stores, or excuse me, your stored fat while you're taking those. But for people, like you said, that need a boost, either they have a hard time getting their ketones up, that can be helpful, or for people like with epilepsy or cancer or mental health issues that really need to keep a very high level of therapeutic ketosis, they can be helpful. But that's why like using the BHB there's just kind of neutral as far as like liver load or things like that. So that's why I would use those.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I hope that helps, Missy May. Bonnie, Dr. Ben Bickman recommends the BHB ketones, not Ketone IQ, due to the liver damage potential.
Yeah, it's long-term use though with Ketone IQ because it's basically it's a ketone precursor. But it's alcohol based. So you'll find a bunch of these alcohol based ketones out there as like alternatives to alcohol, and you can drink them that way. And I have taken them; I'd feel good on them. But if you take them for the long term, yes, there is potential for liver damage. You can see the same thing with extended MCT oil use.
Yes.
So there are lots of things.
We have a question here about MCT oil. So MCT oil is not an exogenous ketone, but it can help. Do you know the mechanics of that, Jenny?
It's a medium chain triglyceride, so it's just it converts into ketones quickly. I don't know the exact mechanism because it's so late and I'm dying. I'm at 7 p.m. This is like time to put the kids to bed. It does work very well. So here there were some studies that Boz was referring to with alcohol based ketones, MCT oil, and then like
Mm-hmm.
BHB.
Yeah.
And MCT is great. A lot of people use it to raise their ketone levels. But if you just did that for like a year straight, you could start to see some fat deposition on your liver. So again, it's a tool.
Yes.
And it's highly effective. Just make sure that you're getting a really clean version and, use it as needed.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's just one of those like a temporary boost.
Right.
And so this is so the C8 coconut oil is kind of the same thing.
Yeah, C8, C10 coconut oil, MCT.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same thing. Yeah. The thing with MCT is you can take it in, like Bob's has a pill form you can take.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little bit gentler on your stomach. When you first start, or if you're just doing the liquid, when you first start, like take it slow. Because like if you'll need a bathroom, even with a little tiny bit.
Yeah, I remember the first time I tried the MCT oil, I took a tablespoon because that's what it said on the.
Oh my God.
I totally regretted that. Regretted that. And it was a long time before I opened that bottle again.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, I'm going to try half a teaspoon today.
I know. I did a similar thing and I regretted it. So I do like half a teaspoon to a teaspoon.
Yeah.
Your body just needs time to get used to it.
It does. And there is powdered MCT, like MCT powder. The only thing is it's processed. It's more processed. So I'd be careful with that. But it is a way gentler on your tummy if you're one of those persons that it affects you. Just Jason Keto, creating ketones is where the side effect of weight loss comes from. No?
So it's not necessarily weight loss. I mean, the ketone production is going to come from either your dietary fat consumption. So what are you eating? Or if your body is tapping into its fat stores, great. Yeah. Or exogenous. So yeah, you could be, if you're tapping into your fat stores, you could be burning your fat, but that doesn't necessarily translate to weight loss all the time because weight loss is dependent on a million different things.
Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes, sure. I mean, I guess that's the end goal. If our ketones are elevated, we can and we're not eating a ton of fat, we can pretty much assume that it's coming from that, and then weight loss would follow. But I mean, I've had elevated ketones and gained a pound in a day just because it's water. I didn't get enough sleep, or things like that.
So I had the experience a few years ago where I was tracking my ketones and I was eating high fat because that I had learned that will elevate my ketones, and it did. But I was eating too much, and I didn't know that. I didn't really understand TDEE. I didn't understand. There was a few gaps in my knowledge at that time.
Sure.
I was still new to learning this, and so I went 3 months with beautiful ketones and didn't lose an ounce.
Right.
So
did you gain?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I maintained. So I figured out where my maintenance TDEE was after the fact.
Right.
I can eat 2,000 calories a day, 80% fat, and stay the same for months on end. So that's good to know.
That's great to know.
Good information to know. And I was okay. I was okay with it because it was a learning experience. It wasn't N equals 1, but it just shows that creating ketones does not necessarily equate to weight loss, because there's other factors in there, which I learned. So, but these are good questions because people are going to learn from our experience and
learn from our mistakes, please.
Exactly.
Save yourself some time.
Yes. Bonnie says, remember that eating whole real food, fatty sources of protein, and keeping your meals within a short window will help you lower blood glucose and increase ketones. And that is 100%. So true. That is like the ABCs of, getting your numbers where you want them to be.
True.
So, yeah. So, that's the questions for now. So this is a perfect place. I do have another one that came in, but we'll attack that one afterwards. This is a perfect place to talk about going forward. And what kind of recommendations do you have for people who say they've done their 30 days of Lion, they're coming up to the end. And I know we talked about this a month ago, but
Sure.
let's revisit it because, people forget. The right way to introduce new foods.
Yeah. So if you've been really strict this whole month, like just on point, I would say start with one food at a time. You don't want to bombard your system with a million different things because you did this month of elimination. Let's reintroduce stuff at one at a time so you can see if it gives you any reactions. Because that's the utility of doing this kind of like really strict elimination diet.
Exactly. I mean, and that's what it is. This is like if you're testing for allergies,
Right.
and if you bring back 10 foods all at once, like I did because I was working on the cookbook, I have no idea which ones of those, caused my joint pain again. But I mean, I have an idea, but I don't know for sure unless you introduce only one
Right.
at a time.
Yeah.
And for 3 days, I think you said before.
Yeah. 3 days because you could eat, a couple of eggs, do it again the next day, still feel good. But on that third day of doing it, you might have something spill over. Sometimes it takes some time to build.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. All right. So let's answer Brian's question here. Are you using 20 grams of creatine?
Yeah, so that's my goal. It just depends because I'll do I don't like to do 20 grams at once because it gets really gritty. So in this is like a 20-ounce thing of water. I'll do electrolytes and then I do 10 grams per these. Right now, since we're traveling, I have not done one of these in like a week. So I have 10 grams in here. But yeah, my goal is 20. And the reason I'm doing it is for cognitive benefits. There's some good research out there that shows at that level, especially if you haven't gotten good sleep, that it can help with brain fog and cognitive stuff. And I never get good sleep because of my beautiful boys, Max and Harry. Drive me crazy.
How old are they?
4.
4. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're so much fun, but they're insane. And they wake up, literally every night, like at midnight or 2. They've been coming into bed with us. And I slept in bed with Max for 4 hours last night. Yeah. It's a lot.
I remember those days. Yes.
I will not miss them. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Okay. I sell Wisconsin homes. I want to keep good ketones for brain health. Yes, that is a good reason to have ketones. I don't want to lose more weight. Never thought I'd say this, but I'd like to gain a few pounds back. Do you recommend 80% fat?
Sure. I think it's a good starting point. Where are you now would be my question. Are you at like 70? I think if you're not, incorporate strength training because the weight that you want to gain is not fat. You want to gain muscle, especially as we age. We need it. So I would say it's a kind of a balancing act, but yeah.
Yeah. So you're right. The ketones are really good for your brain health, for your cognition, and any neurological, issues are, right. You really want to have those ketones. If you are eating 80% fat and you're not used to eating 80% fat, that can have other issues too, like tummy troubles and things like that. So you'd want to go slowly if you're going to increase that.
Yeah.
But
I would say do an experiment. Do it for a month. Yeah. Work your way up to it if you're not already close to there.
Right.
See what happens.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Well, that was another great question.
You always have really good questions on your live stream.
I know. People just bring the questions.
That's good.
So I do want to say, while I'm thinking, this just popped into my brain again, and I'm worried I'm going to forget at the end. Next week, there's going to be an upgrade. Our house is being next Sunday. In fact,
nice.
The house is going from copper wire to fiber optics, and Telus is going to be here for a few hours. So I feel like so that I don't have to stress about it, there will not be a live stream next Sunday. I only miss, I think I've only missed 1 or 2 per
Wow, better
year
than me.
in the last couple of years. So I just feel like people, like, they're usually coming on Sunday night because they know I'm going to be here. But
Yeah.
this next Sunday, there's going to be stuff going on, and so no live stream. So I'll also put it out. I'll make announcements in other places too. Okay. Jenny, this is Sue. My THS was high. Does this mean high or low thyroid? Being retested tomorrow.
You mean your TSH? Okay, so it depends. I just don't look at TSH in a vacuum. I'm also not a doctor, so this is just off of stuff that I've learned. So let me put that out. This isn't medical advice. I would say it could be high or low. You need to do TSH, you need to do free T4, free T3, reverse T3, and thyroid antibodies, which is TPO and thyroglobulin antibodies, to get a full picture of thyroid health. Because high or low in the reference ranges that are just in conventional medicine are kind of garbage. I had normal TSH, normal free T4. So my conventional doctor said, no, you're totally fine. When my hair was falling out, 30% of my hair fell out.
Oh, wow.
And I had extreme fatigue, not just from having babies, running around the house. Like, this was like debilitating. I couldn't get out of bed. I wasn't depressed. I was in a great mood, but I was just like, oh. And then I had to figure it out for another year until I got a full thyroid panel. And my reverse T3 was super high, which indicates a T4 to T3 conversion issue. My free T3 super low, which also indicates that it wasn't converting into that free T3 that you need. That's what gives you the energy. And my antibodies were just a little elevated, which indicates Hashimoto's. So I say all of that because TSH in a vacuum, it's not going to tell you much of anything. What are your symptoms? Are you feeling like super anxious and sweaty? And that would indicate high hyperthyroid. If you're feeling really low, cold, hair falling out, fatigue, the classic thyroid symptoms, that's hypo. And typically Hashimoto's could be a mix of both, because it's not your thyroid that's the issue. You have an autoimmune issue. Your body's just attacking your thyroid. So sometimes people with Hashimoto's see both. So I would say you need to just get a full thyroid panel, and then that will give you a better picture as to what's going on. And then look at your symptoms.
Yeah. Wow. That is so complicated, right?
It's so complicated.
It's not an easy, question to answer.
It's a lot. And I'm going to be releasing a lot of thyroid content here in the first half of this year. So be sure to follow me over there, because I'll probably have a couple thyroid videos a month.
We will have, in fact, we do have in the video description of this live are Jenny's links to follow her on YouTube and Instagram and to get her book. Jenny, let's take a moment and plug your book. Go ahead, plug your book.
Complete Carnivore. It's a complete in-depth guide to the carnivore diet, along with 80 carnivore recipes. I've got a stack of them. I can see them right over there, but there it is. Yes. So when I was writing this book, I envisioned, just like the encyclopedia for the carnivore diet, something that would help beginners, people that have just, been in it for a little bit, people that have been carnivore for 15 years will find some value in this book. So available wherever books are sold, and pick yours up today.
There you go. There you go. The link will be below. So and you're right. Like, people who have been doing it for 15 years will find value. I mean, I'm going, I wonder how Jenny did that. And I'm looking through it, and, and every carnivore book. I mean, I've got Courtney's, I've got all of Maria's books. I've got like so many books, and every book that I buy, I learned something new from. I mean, you can't just have one book and that's going to have everything you need in it. So no regrets there. Okay. Let's get back to this. Crafty Mom, so much great info this evening. Yes, thank you. I mean, because you guys are bringing the questions.
Yeah, I mean, we're just sitting here. It's all you guys.
We're just talking and answering and hanging out, and thank you guys so much. We're going to miss you. For when I'm not going to be here next. Oh, thank you. I'll miss you guys too. But I'll be back the very following Sunday.
Yeah, and your internet is just going to be amazing.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. But that reminds me that I'm actually going to be on Jenny's channel this Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific.
3 p.m.
which
Pacific,
is
6 p.m. Eastern.
Mhm.
And I am a slacker, and I have not put that up yet, but the
That's
thumbnail's done.
okay.
I'm doing it after this, so be sure
We'll
to set a
we'll be
reminder.
there. Come and
Yes.
find it. We'll be there. I'll post when I get the link. I'll post it, to my people, and she'll post it to her people, and we'll both
Yes.
be there. Terry, thank you, Anita and Jenny, for the information and updates. Wonderful seeing you both together again. I have to leave early. Well, you're allowed to
Thanks
do
for
that.
coming in, hanging out with us.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Heather, could you give examples of what you consumed on the lion diet?
Great question.
Yeah. You go first. Guess
Well,
first.
you're going to have more interesting answers because you were testing out all these delicious recipes. I did
Yeah.
ground beef bowls, ribeye steaks, flank and short ribs, and I was doing sea lion, so I also did cans of sardines, and I had some salmon.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, so I did a lot of brisket. I have my recipe list here. I did. Let me see where's my main dishes. I saved all of my. So I did hearty stew, which is a lamb and beef stew. Sunday roast, which was a medium rare, beautiful roast. Mwah, it was just perfect.
That sounds amazing.
I did beef rouladen, and I made it lion diet friendly. I did braised steaks. 12-hour lamb shoulder, perfect cast iron steak, rack of lamb, slow cooker beef ribs, braised oxtails.
I wish I was at your house, Anita.
I wish you were too, because I have so much food. I was whacking out some of these recipes one after the other.
I gained so much weight when I was testing our recipes. Seriously, like 10 pounds.
I know. I'm trying to keep it all under control. Slow cooker leg of lamb, flank steak, skirt steak, braised beef.
That sounds fantastic.
When you get my book, you're going to get a lot of lion diet recipes.
For your book. So good.
Okay.
When is your book coming? Like, what's the tentative release date?
Well,
do you know?
So they haven't given me a tentative yet because I haven't handed in the final manuscript yet. So hopefully I'll find out soon. I'm really hoping it's in 2020, late 2026.
It'll be in 2026.
Okay.
Yeah. Just bang out your edits, and it's quick after that. Honestly.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Then I shall do that. So So for examples, anything made with beef, anything made with lamb. Right. There's a woman in the Facebook group who's found ground goat at her butcher, and she's been loving this ground goat.
Yeah.
And
goat's awesome.
I've never had goat, so I'm gonna have to look that up.
Oh man, whenever I go to an Indian restaurant, I get goat curry. So good.
Oh, that sounds good. I have to tell you this. So Cheryl, No Sugar Coat Cheryl, won your book. She won it from me because I bought your book, and then your people sent me a copy, or you did, or your people sent me a copy. Okay, so I had 2 copies. So so I did a little membership draw with just the private members, and Cheryl won your book. She's the one. So
awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
And Rick Rogers, who that was another name back there, has the book. Yeah, we definitely love the book.
I appreciate it. It was a labor of love. I'm glad you guys like it. It was a lot.
Heidi B. Mary loves the book. Everybody loves the book. Okay.
Be sure to leave a review wherever you purchased it.
Do that,
because that helps push it out to more people that need this way of life.
100%. Will there be an Audible version?
It's a great question. I would love to do that. I'm going to be talking to the publisher this week, so I will ask them if that's a possibility, because I would love to do that. That'd be so much fun.
Okay. All right. Well, so this question that was asked before about examples, Heather, there was a part 2 that we didn't see. I normally don't eat steak and have no idea how to cook them without making them tough or rubbery. Okay. Well, you might have to wait for my book because I've got all the steaks in there with different cooking methods. But try braising, air fryer, cast iron.
It just takes practice.
It does. It
does. When I first started, I was so intimidated because my husband would always grill them. And whenever I tried, they turned out horrible. So the Tasty air fryer is a really good option because it has a built-in temperature probe.
Yes, it
And
does.
that helps you get a perfect temp. And then that kind of empowers you to try other, but you just have to practice. So buy some cheap steaks. Don't do this on ribeye, and just figure it out.
Yeah.
By
And if
probably
you
the
do,
fifth or sixth one, you'll be a chef, a awesome chef with steaks.
Yes. And if you do have tough steaks, look up braising steaks. I do have on my channel a braising steak recipe video that makes the toughest steak just melt in your mouth. So, I'll just throw that out there for you. Okay. So we only have 5 minutes. So let's just going to get through these. Hang on. Sorry, Bonnie. We will miss you too, Bonnie, you and Melissa. Can't wait for the cookbook. I want to give away some copies of Anita's book when it comes out. My community will love it. We will talk, Jason, about that. Tiffany, I'll definitely buy your book. I can cook, but meat is something I need help with. Perfect. Crafty Mom bought your book, Jenny. So yeah, a lot of people did get your book, and I'm so glad that they did. And I mean, it's like 2 books in one, you guys.
It really
if you haven't
is.
seen it,
like 400 pages long.
I know.
I'm
I couldn't believe it.
Achiever, Anita. You can lift weights with that thing. Well, but here's the thing. So the first half of the book, it really is a complete in-depth guide. It's a complete starter guide, but it's also like an entire chapter on FAQs, an entire chapter on myths, an entire chapter on measuring your progress, blood work, DEXA scans, continuous glucose monitoring, ketones. And that just takes info. But I really wanted it to be like an encyclopedia, like a reference book, so that at any point in your journey, even if you're not carnivore anymore, you could still go in there and be like, oh, what should my triglycerides be? What should this? And it's also in international units as well, the blood work stuff. So it's in American and international. So if you're in UK, wherever, and you're doing different blood work, you can still use that.
I just remembered too, I was flipping through the book looking for something, and on page 132, you mentioned my name. I was so touched. I was so touched.
You're amazing. How could I not mention you?
So thank you for that. But I want to say that my book, it won't be like that. I mean, she set a bar up here, but my book is a cookbook. My book is more of a traditional cookbook.
Yeah.
Jenny's book is an encyclopedia with a ton of recipes.
With
in the
recipes,
back.
right?
So
it's not just a cookbook. Yeah, exactly.
That's right. That's
A
right.
cookbook is awesome though, and I'm so excited for yours. It's going to be so good.
I'm excited too, and I truly am. So we'll talk about that more because we're running out of time. This hour just
flew by.
So I am super excited to say that I'm going to be joining Jenny again in
just a couple days, guys. Come back. Just a couple of days.
We will continue this conversation. So if you did not get your question answered tonight, or you thought of something after you saw this replay and it's over, come on Tuesday. We are going to answer. We'll just keep talking about this.
Yeah, we're just going to keep talking till the end of time.
Exactly. So, So, Jenny, do you have any final thoughts you want to throw out there?
I mean, this was just so much fun to do this with you and also with both of our communities. I think this is great. All of us getting healthy together. So super, super awesome month. Even though I couldn't fully do it, but
you did. You totally delivered. They're all here. Yeah. Okay, guys. We'll see you all on Tuesday and not next Sunday. I'll put out more announcements about that. So thank you, everybody. Love you guys. Thank you, Jenny. Love you too. And so glad you were here. And look forward to talking to you again in a couple of days.
Yeah, we'll see you on Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye, guys.